Here we are with my old friend, colleague, and Hall of Famer Steve Flink, that today is requested to hold the microphone. You are making a great career to be an Hall of Famer. You're doing well.
Well, don't be sure I'm going to do it well, but I'm going to try.
Listen, I would like to talk with you about the case Medvedev and Bonzi, because it was something really unexpected, even if Medvedev is quite a character. No, you never know what he's going to plan and do, and in a way I like him. But yesterday, I mean, he did some really crazy things. What would you resume what happened?
Yeah, well, Ubaldo, he had lost the first two sets, and Bonzi was serving for the match in 5-4 in the third set. It looked like he was going to repeat the easy win he had over Medvedev at Wimbledon.
Yeah.
And he gets the match point, Bonzi, and suddenly, after missing the first serve, a photographer, thinking the match is over, starts walking out onto the court. The umpire has to ask him to leave immediately. The photographer I heard was later had his credential taken away. You know, they took it away from him. But the point is, it was a brief delay, but enough of a delay that the umpire said first serve. Another first serve for Bonzi. Well, that set Medvedev off. He went after the umpire and complained to the umpire. He says, "What are you working by the hour?" Meaning, like, you want to stay out here? Is that why you're doing this? Or, you know, you don't want to work any longer? He was very sarcastic, and he was wrong, by the way, in my view, because the umpire had every right to do it.
Yeah, but they were, as you said, only just 4 seconds. But
yeah, it was brief.
Still, there was an interruption.
Right, it was an interruption, and if Medvedev had been serving in the same situation, he would have felt that he deserved the first serve also. We know that.
Of course.
But what the problem, Ubaldo, was by Medvedev going after the umpire this way, and it was a little bit longer than we're describing it, and he sort of was quoting from Riley Opelka, talking about this guy being the worst umpire, and by doing all that, he incited the crowd. The crowd now got behind him.
Yeah.
And the poor Bonzi could not serve for 5-6 minutes. It was closer to, I think, 6 minutes by the time he was finally able to hit that first serve.
Maybe for the crowd it wasn't easy to understand all what was going on.
Right,
First.
right.
Second, they were probably hoping to stay longer and see
right.
some more match.
Yeah, you're right.
Which they got, because the match at the end lasted more than 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it did. And they were fortunate. It worked out pretty well all around, because Medvedev, some people would have thought that in essence he had stolen the match by creating the delay.
Yeah.
If he had actually come all the way back to win. Instead, he came back to win that third set at a tiebreaker, saved that match point, won in a tiebreaker, 6-love in the fourth, twice up a break in the fifth, 1-love and 3-2, and then Bonzi able to recover at 3-all from love 40, saving 5 break points.
Yeah.
But Medvedev ends up losing 6-4 in the fifth. And I thought it was what you might call poetic justice, that Bonzi should have won it sooner, but later he finally got the job done.
With my poor English, I would have never found better words than poetic justice, Steve. That's why, Steve is my old friend, colleague, and Hall of Famer, even if he has to hold the microphone tonight.
But anyway, I think we see this alike, Ubaldo. Here's what surprised me the most. Medvedev, we've seen him, even at this tournament in 2019, when he reached his first Grand Slam final, losing in 5 sets to Nadal. There were a bunch of matches along the way where he created scenes and egged the crowd on, to being sarcastic with the crowd and pretending not to like them, although some of them did end up enjoying that connection.
Yeah, but I remember when he said, I get excited, positively excited if the crowd is booing me.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I play better, I have more
Exactly.
satisfaction. and saying that he was provoking even more.
He was. But that's the crowd, at least, Ubaldo. What
Yeah.
I didn't like about this last night, it was very unfair to Bonzi, who was waiting to hit that serve. He's at match point. If Medvedev was, if you put him in Bonzi's shoes, he would have been furious.
Yeah.
If an opponent did this to him and made him wait 6 minutes to hit a serve on match point.
Yeah, it's true. At the same time, Bonzi was quite clever because he didn't get bothered too much. Of course, he lost that match point, he lost that set.
Yeah.
I thought that when he lost 6-love, the fourth set, that the match was over.
I did too, and he looked injured as well. And then when he went down the break immediately, lost his serve first game of the fifth, you thought, how can he possibly win now?
Yeah. But at the end, he was, very solid, in that difficult situation.
And we should add that Medvedev to sort of add an extra dimension to the story. When the match was over, he's breaking every racket he had, just angry with himself, and it was a shame. I can't recall when he's been that unfair to his opponent. I've seen him be difficult on the officials, but not to the point where his opponent suffered as much as Bonzi did last night.
And I don't know if he was, he wanted to take advantage of the situation, so it was not fair, but at the same time, he is so instinctive that I don't know how much he really planned it to be.
No, I agree with you, although I don't think he planned that necessarily either, although later on, near the end of the match, he kept shaking his hand as if he had a cramp in his hand. I didn't know whether to believe it, because then he'd hit a great serve and a winner to follow it. So how could he do that with a hand cramping? He's enigmatic. It's a hard man to understand at times. And as you said to me earlier, Ubaldo, he's very appealing in the interview room. When he's calmed down, when he's sitting in it, the match is over and he's reflecting and talking, he's probably about as open as any player could be.
And he is clever. He gives you clever answers. It's never banal.
No, not at all.
Even if here in New York, maybe next year they will hire him in some Broadway musicals. I don't know if he can sing, but he can do everything else.
Well, as you know, Bill Tilden in his day thought he could be a great actor and tried to do some theater and did not succeed. Medvedev, I think, would be a much better actor than Tilden.
Anyway, look, it's, as you said, it's good that Bonzi went on.
Yes.
It's quite surprising also what is happening to Medvedev, because a player who has been number one in the world is not old yet. He's not Djokovic, who is 38 years old.
No, right.
And this year, I think he won one match during all the slams.
That's it. The very first one in Australia, hasn't won any since. And this is a guy that, look at this record he has. He won a Grand Slam title here. He stopped Djokovic from winning the Grand Slam in 2021. He won here. He was in the finals here again, twice losing to Nadal and Djokovic. Lost to Djokovic and Sinner in the Australian finals.
Being up 2 sets to love.
And also up 2 sets against Rafa in the 22 final, and had a chance to love 40 in the middle of the third to go up a break there. So he's lost 2 Grand Slam finals from 2 sets up. He's lost 2 finals to Nadal in the majors, 2 to Djokovic, 1 to Sinner, and won here. So what a great record between 19 and 24. But since that 24 Australian Open, he's had a really difficult time, Ubaldo, and this year has been terrible. He had a final on the grass before Wimbledon in Germany, and he had a semi in Indian Wells, I guess, and that's about all he has to say for himself this year. It's been a terrible year.
And he was number 13 in the world before this tournament. I don't know where he will be soon if he keeps going like that.
Well, I think first he's probably goes down closer to 20. If he doesn't finish the year strong, he could end the year somewhere between 20 and 30 if he's not careful.
Unbelievable.
Would you believe that, Ubaldo? And then also Tsitsipas, the two of them. Think of how great they were and what we expected from them, and now both of them are struggling in their late. You just wouldn't expect it.
Because they they are not old as Djokovic.
No.
And Djokovic is still fighting, and even yesterday against Lerner Team, and he was joking about the name of Lerner. He said maybe he should become a teacher one day. But,
Yeah. But he's playing a kid half his age, who's an American in Arthur Ashe Stadium. And we were commenting, Ubaldo, that the crowd actually was, I think, primarily was for Djokovic.
Yeah. And what was surprising it was that even later, Djokovic said, I don't understand why when we were playing long rallies at the end I was tired.
No, he was surprised by that.
He forgot his what do you say, his certificate, graphic.
Well, because in his mind, I think you want to believe that you're the same, you have the same stamina and the same ability to move as you did at 28 when you're actually 38.
Okay, look, I would end this performance of yours, I mean, with the microphone on your hands, saying something about Keys losing to Zarazua, because I mean that is the biggest surprise of the day until now when we're talking, because Madison Keys won the Australian Open. She's one of the top ranked ladies, and Zarazua is behind the 80, number 80.
Yeah, no, it was shocking. She managed, and all the sets were close. Keys won a long tie break in the first set, I think the 12-10, and then her opponent got the second in a tie break, and then Madison lost the third 7-5 after breaking back. Her opponent served for the match. So disappointing, Ubaldo, because you mentioned Australia. She beat both Swiatek and Sabalenka in really close three-set matches, both, to win that title. She didn't get any gifts there. She had to earn it.
Yeah, so that's strange, because Zarazua, I mean, to be honest, he doesn't have a great power. She's a very nice Mexican girl, but I saw her losing easily to Paulini. I saw her quite a few times, and I didn't really expect something.
No,
like that.
well, it's a strange thing, Ubaldo. Keys spent her whole career hoping that maybe someday she could win a Grand Slam title. Then it was just beginning to look, by the time we got to Australia this year, that it would never happen. It did. And now it's as if it was some kind of a burden. Instead of relaxing her and helping her to play better and maybe win another one of these, she's had a year that I think for her must be a bit disappointing after Australia.
Okay, listen, that's all for today. Thanks a lot to my old friend, colleague, and Hall of Famer, Steve Flink, for holding the microphone.
Yes, who was holding it exceedingly well.
Bye-bye.